off. Are we ready to anger some of the real estate folks today? This is going to be a fun one. Sports card investing, in quotation marks.
You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
Versus real estate investing. This might not be exactly what you think it is. To all my sports card friends, family. We are back again, another day, another video. Alf joins me. Frank is back there. What's up, buddy? Are we good? Okay, good deal. We've got our Tuesday shout-outs. Card Capsule, your home for all the supplies that you need. 10% off with the Sports Card Dad code on the Card Capsule site. They did our first giveaway for the weekly newsletter. Also, reminder, make sure to sign up for the weekly newsletter. It's free, and we're doing giveaways, friends. On Friday coming up, we'll have newsletter number 2, and I will be picking a SlabMag winner. Somebody, one of the, I think we have 120 or so newsletter subscribers will win a free SlabMag. I'll send it off to you, so make sure that you subscribe down below in the link. If you're on Whatnot Wooten Sports Cards, you're looking for good deals and you just want to have a good time on the Whatnot machine, looking to buy singles, Wooten Sports Cards, 12,000 followers, 5-star reviews, basketball, football, all the goodness. So definitely check out Wooten Sports Cards on Whatnot. JustCollect.com. You have got a card collection that you found, or it's a long time collection. You're like, what is this thing worth? Free appraisal by going to JustCollect.com. They've got a very easy form to fill out. They will get back to you and let you know what's going on with your card collection. VintageBreaks.com. If you go into their chat and you are a new customer, their Vintage Breaks YouTube channel, you will get a $25 credit on VintageBreaks.com for all new customers if you want to try out Vintage Breaks. All right, sports card investing, getting everybody riled up. Anytime you say the word invest, everybody flops onto the ground screaming and crying. At the chat, they're already firing things off in the chat. They haven't even watched this far in the video yet. There's already, you're such an idiot. So, okay, let's set the stage first. Let's set the stage because I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, even though it will be. So my wife and I, we are homeowners. We owned a rental property for a long time. We actually sold it when real estate prices started moving up in 2021. We sold that after years and years of having it. And we also have a piece of land that we're building another rental property, a income property, if you will. It will be Airbnb'd and so on. And so we are not shy about real estate. We enjoy real estate. It's part of the bucket of things that we are buying into. We've got the retirement accounts where, of course, stocks, bonds, and all that goodness. It's all there. So this is not a video about cards are better than this or that. We're just having a general conversation about both of these things because I got a comment. I don't want to call him out, but I thought it was a very good comment, just in the sense that if we talk about real estate, if you say, I'm a real estate investor, your parents will say, damn right. Damn right he is or she is. He's buying into real estate. He's doing the right things. Just like, oh yeah, Dad, I'm in the stock market. I've got this fund or that fund. That's my boy or that's my girl. So when you bring these things up, everyone's always, oh man, real estate investor. It sounds sexy. It sounds like, man, this person really knows what they're doing. Income properties, income generating properties. It sounds like a dream. We'll come back to that. Okay. We'll put that on ice over here for a second. If we're talking about sports card investing, this is where it gets kind of like muddy and foggy for people. We are talking about a very small percentage of cards that would qualify. Less than 1% of all cards printed, probably less than 0.01% of cards ever made in circulation are actual investment type cards, investment style cards. And this is not going to be the video where we break down which ones those are, but it's just making a pretty obvious statement to me, and I think to many others out there. The vast majority of cards are not sports card investments, in quotation marks, in my opinion. Buying into a break, buying boxes and opening boxes and trying to find the lotto ticket that's in there. That is gambling. That's not investing. So sometimes these things get convoluted. I know sports betting is becoming legalized all over the country and everyone's a sports bettor now and we're all sports bettors. It's the same sort of mindset. It's the sports gambling thing. Of the sports gambling part of cards is the razzes and the duck races and the box breaks and all that stuff. That's not investing. that's just gambling, but that can still be fun, but just know what that is. That's just for fun if you are into that sort of fun. For me, I don't want to have a heart attack trying to find out, oh my God, I just spent how much on this thing? And oh my, they're going to open the packs. And what if I get absolutely nothing? I'm not the person, I can't wait for the dice to hit. And then, oh my God, we got double sixes or whatever the hell it is. What's good in the dice game? I have no idea. You understand my point. That's not fun for me. I know that thrill is fun for a lot of people in this hobby as well, because they're doing the gambling products and they're also just gamblers in general. Maybe they like to go to Vegas, maybe they like to do the casino thing, whatever. And that's perfectly fine. That's fun for a lot of people. But that is not investing, that is gambling. So let's just separate the things here. And you might be thinking, Dustin, why are you talking about this? The reason why I have to bring this up is because a large part of our sports card hobby now is that part. It's a huge part. It's not, most of the people that are operating in the hobby are not collectors. They're not, singles buyers or long-term holders or putting cards into binders. A large percentage are buying into breaks, watching box openings on YouTube. They're more on the gambling side of the hobby, which again is fine in moderation. If that's the thing that you enjoy doing, this is not a judgment. We're just talking realities here. It's not 90% collectors and 10% gamblers. That's not what it is. For people that are first getting into this hobby, you need to understand that Topps, Panini, and their agents, I'll call them their agents, whoever is selling those products directly to you, they are just trying to move that next SKU. Okay, so Topps and Panini, Fanatics, the manufacturers, they are just trying to move product. So whatever that is, and all the excitement and the lotto tickets and all the stuff that's in the product, it's just to move that product and then on to the next product. So we all just need to understand what it is. Topps and Panini, I think that, there's kind of a romanticism around this, like, oh man, these guys, the history of Topps, going back to 1952. Sure. There's some history there, fine, okay. But hey, let's be real. It's all about moving that next product. It's all about just moving through the next product, getting on to the next year, next draft class, next product. That's the business. That's what the business is. And again, not judgments, just realities. Really, when we're talking about sports card investing, really the only chance of this is buying single cards, single items, important hobby cards, and or cards that become important hobby cards. That's the speculation part. And then also buying them at the right price. That is a huge, obvious part of this, right? Because you can buy very important cards and spend a fortune on them, and there's no upside. There's no upside when you're paying up here. Or at least we don't think that there is upside, right? Maybe something that was considered very expensive. 2003 exquisite basketball boxes that came $500 a box? $500 a box? There's no upside. We find out there's upside. Okay, so for certain things, we're just not going to know. That's kind of the fun of the speculation part. So you have to get the right thing at the right price and then be able to sell it at the right time. And then if you make a profit, you make a return on that, as you make a gain, then you've made a gain. Okay, it's a sports card investment. But a card that's coming out of a brand new product is not an important hobby card. An important hobby card's been around for a little bit. It's not brand new. It didn't just pop out of a new product. There's some exceptions to this rule. There are some exceptions to ultra-modern cards that I think can be considered important hobby cards. Not this video, but I think there's exceptions there, but they are few. Very, very few exceptions to this rule. So real estate seems like an obvious alternative, right? And again, we're not talking about necessarily primary residences. Like everyone's got to live somewhere, you're a homeowner. Yes, that's an investment, it's an asset, but you're also living in it. But at the same time, you're really just kind of paying off an asset that is eventually going to be kind of something that, you pass down to your kids or that you're able to sell off, downgrade, and get into another place. Anyway, your primary residence is not what we're talking about. We are talking about income generating properties because my God, on YouTube or on the news, there's all the real estate gurus. Get in on this house, flip that house. Doesn't this sound familiar? It's kind of like cards. It's kind of like trading stocks. It's like day trading. And I can tell you from experience, when you have a income generating property, yes, the idea that you can own a property and someone else is paying it off, there is some good upside there. Yes, it does and can work, depending on a variety of factors. What did you buy? When did you buy it? How did you buy it? Where did you buy it? I mean, kind of the same thing you would ask yourself if you bought a stock, if you bought a trading card, if you bought a crypto coin. You know, all of these things, it's the same questions for all of these things. You know, if you buy a rental property, but you pay an exorbitant, if your purchase price is exorbitant, you're not able to get the rent that you need, or even if you are, you got terrible tenants. That's another thing that people don't realize, that, hey, there's people that are going to be living there. What if they trash it? Pest control. Are you going to allow dogs and cats there? What if they actually have a dog and cat there, but they didn't tell you that? This is something that happened to us. We found out that this person obviously had cats after they had moved out. Stuff that you don't think about when you're watching all of the, the videos about income properties and how it's going to be amazing. Hell, I remember going back to 2008, 2009, they were giving out subprime loans to just about everybody, including yours truly. My first house, I was 21 years old. I bought on a subprime loan. And fortunately, I was able to pay that loan. I didn't buy a $500,000 house or anything. I bought a modest house. I was able to pay for it, and then we ended up selling it, and we did fine. But I remember during those times leading up to the crash, the real estate crash, there was bartenders that had 5 homes. People, I remember in Florida, there was people that had no business, not only owning one, but had multiple mortgages on different homes, and they were living the dream. They were real estate investors. Their parents were so proud. Oh my God, you own 5 properties, you're on top of the world. You're a real estate mogul. And then what happened, of course, in Florida, I can remember like it was yesterday, short sales where you're negotiating with the bank, and then the buyer, like the bank owns it, they're trying to make a deal on a short sale where they can move out of it. It was nuts. There were so many bankruptcies over real estate bankruptcies. Oh, they're just, not only are they taking the real estate, they're just taking everything. I mean, people kind of lost everything, credit ruined, had to start over. And so I guess my point is that just because it's a traditional asset, it's something that society approves of, and it's, oh my God, my baby boy's got real estate. He owns multiple properties. You can also get way underwater in real estate the same way you can in trading cards or anything else. The big lesson, I think, that just for young people and for old people, for any people to know, is there's no such thing as easy money, easy gains. I know during the pandemic, we did see that. We did see easy gains. And honestly, I really feel bad for young people because at least at my age, and I'm 43, so I know if you're 60, you've seen other things. You can remember other sorts of kind of these days where you're like, okay, these reminders that stuff can get crazy. But I was old enough to remember when there was a financial crisis, when we did have that subprime mortgage meltdown, the economy was trashed, and it was bad news. I'm old enough to remember that. So I can look at the pandemic and see like, okay, and understand that was a blip on the radar. It wasn't something that's going to be typical. It may never happen again. I wouldn't put anything past the government to do something like that. But that sort of level of stimulus entering the market, it would be extremely rare for that to happen again. It's just knowing and understanding there's no such thing as a free lunch. It's kind of what my parents always used to tell me. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. If you're going to make money, it's going to be over time. Real wealth is built over time. I know there's a lot of people, you and I, we all have friends where, we inherited $2 million. We inherited $5 million. Won the lottery for $10 million, whatever the story is. And then usually those people blow it all, it all goes away. There is something that I've read too where it's like generational wealth, it's built up and it usually only lasts 1 or 2 generations. Because what happens? What happens is that next generation, they didn't have to work for it. They don't know what it took to build that wealth. They get it. They never had to work for it. They blow it. Eventually, it just gets diluted down to nothing because nobody actually, the person or the people that worked for it, that built it, they're gone. They're no longer there. And then what's left? People that don't know what the hell to do with themselves, and they just blow money. And we all know people like this or similar to this, a similar story to this. So I think that's the overall lesson, is just be patient and enjoy building that thing brick by brick. We all have kind of the castle that we're building. We've got our own castles, and it's kind of fun to think of it like that. Building it brick by brick, whether it's with one trading card, adding a trading card, whether it's a piece of real estate, whether it's a stock portfolio, whatever that thing is. And for us, I think for a lot of people, it's just a bucket of these things. It's a basket of all these different things, just trying to have a little bit of everything and just kind of building that out. And with whatever we're talking about with this, whether it's stocks, real estate, trading cards. Now, I'm not talking about PC collection trading cards. So let me just kind of put that over here on this side. I'm talking about cards where you have spent money, where you look at this as this is an important card, and maybe this is only 1 or 2 cards in your entire collection. Maybe you've got 10,000 cards, and there's 2 of them that you're like, these are the 2 horses I'm running with, as far as I put some money, paid a little extra on these because I think that they're going to do well over time. Maybe that's all that there is. So I'm not talking about the collection, not talking about all the Bobby Hebert rookie cards that you have just like I do, the Dalton Hilliard rookies that you have like me, and all those Saints, those great Saints players. We all have them. I know you guys collect them too. We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about maybe a handful of cards in your entire collection. For those cards, just like with the stocks and the real estate and all those other things, the idea is you're trying to buy at a price where there's upside on that price. You're trying to buy it here on this day at this time for this amount, and then at some point down the road, you are able to sell and make a gain off of that thing, whether that's a short-term gain or it's maybe a longer-term gain, depending on what it is. And of course, you might have, like me, I've got kind of the short-term flip type stuff. I've got that basket over here, and then I've got some longer stuff, some hold stuff that I want to see what happens over a long period of time. And that's what makes it so fun. But do not get it twisted when, a lot of people laugh at cards and collectibles. It's like, oh my God, you guys are morons. Cards and collectibles, I'm over here with my income properties. There are plenty of nightmares and pitfalls with real estate and income properties. Can it be great, and can you build wealth in that world? Absolutely, of course you can. Of course you can. But it's you or I, we're not morons to have some cards that we think, hey man, these are awesome cards, and they're important cards that I think could go up over time. Now, there's going to be kind of a second part to this video that collectibles cards brings to us that you cannot get with other types of buys / investments, or whatever you want to call it, speculation vehicles, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to use a clip from one of my friend's videos, actually a really, really good talk. I'm going to pull from that, and we'll kind of bring that all together in another video here coming up. But this would be a fun conversation, my friends. Have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.